forum is not only educational, it's where networking happens, and also where we have a trade show, but it's a new model of a trade show, and that's what I'm going to explain to you a little bit. Just a little bit of background about myself. 20, I think 20 years old was my first day at CEO Space. I started working for my father right out of school, and I was traveling, doing this across the country. And I did this for about two and a half years. And I told my father, look, I'm going to commit to you for 3 years as my first job out of school. As I came to these meetings, every person in the room would come up to me at the end and say, hey, Jason, great to meet you. You're 20 years old. When did you make your first $1 million? And, you know, I'm telling people, you can come to CEO Space, and we're going to show you how to make a lot more money this year than you made last year. Well, when did you make your first $1 million? My dad paid me $25,000 a year. So I didn't make anything close to that. I didn't have the credibility to say the things that I was doing. So after 2 years, I left early, and I went out on my own, and I got into real estate finance. Moved back to San Francisco and started with a couple buddies that I grew up with in the real estate finance business. Started in residential and moved into commercial very fast, and then opened my own brokerage. By the time I was 27, I did $100 million in volume, financing buildings like Universal City Hilton Hotel, and doing deals that were over $50 million per transaction. Those were the types of deals that we were niching. Anything that was $25 million. Now, AIG went under, I remember being at a conference that day. The whole topic of the conference changed. Now, no matter how much great business I had, we were unable to get funding anymore. So we did very well, but we were in such a niche market that was not getting funding. After about 8 months or so of no banks funding deals, I decided that, you know, I'm closing the doors, I'm not paying overhead anymore. Now, I spent about another 6 to 8 months coming back to CEO Space and just giving back. Now, as we were transitioning in the business, I wanted to work with entrepreneurs and businesses. I wanted to get out of only funding real estate, and I wanted to start funding companies as well. That was the passion that I had, and that's what I wanted to do. When I was a kid, if you said, what did you want to be when you grew up? It wasn't a doctor or a lawyer, it was a broker. I wanted to be in between deals. I wanted to connect people together and be compensated for doing so. And so raising money was one of the main things that I would do. Now, as we left that, I came back to CEO Space because CEO Space is the place that I learned all my skills from. Now, I wasn't the guru behind the scenes who put all the deals together on the spreadsheets for the banks. That wasn't my position. I built the relationships, built the foundation of the business, and got all new clients for our business. That was what I did. And my business partner was the person who was the guru, who was 20 years on Wall Street and really understood the back end and the numbers. So it was that team that made us really powerful together. That's one of the things that I learned at CEO Space, how to build my team. And I wouldn't have been able to do that by myself at all. There's no way I would have been able to close those deals without my partner or without the team that we built. And so that was one of the first things that I learned at CEO Space. How do I build a team? Some of these things I learned at a young age and was able to take them with me and become successful with them. And then I came back, and one of the things that I've always had a problem with is I've always been about money. So I've always wanted to make the money. That's the first priority to me, is how much money can I make? How much money can I make? Well, when I came back to CEO Space this time, my father said, you're not allowed to come back and work for us and help here. You have to come back, and you just got to give back, and that's it. So quit thinking about how much money you're going to make and start thinking about how many people are you going to help, and genuinely, sincerely help them. So I came back before I started working full-time for him again, and did nothing but for 6 to 8 months of give back, nonstop. Came to every forum, worked behind the registration desk, helped people coaching, helped people with their businesses, hooked up real estate deals for people. I mean, you name it, I was helping anybody that I could help just to help them. So it was after about 6 to 8 months of that, then I started to come back to CEO Space, and I just now moved full-time to Florida from the West Coast. So we opened up a new location in Florida, and I'm back on the road speaking for CEO Space, and a pleasure really to be here. So that's just my story. That's in a nutshell. I told you it wasn't going to be that exciting. It's not, but that's how I got to where I'm at right now. I'm 30 years old and traveling for CEO Space full-time and running the entire sales force of club presidents across the country. So now what I want to do is give you guys information. That's what you guys are here for, and I'm not gonna take a lot of your time. I wanna give you the right information about CEO Space, and then what we do is we break into coaching. Graduates are gonna start their own circle, graduates are gonna get together and start networking within the group, and the new people who are interested in CEO Space and enrolling in CEO Space, we're gonna get together in our own group, we're gonna talk about your business, we're gonna talk about how we can help you move forward in your company and see if CEO Space is a fit for you, okay? So, first of all, as I said, this is a lifetime membership to a business club. That's what CEO Space offers. Now, you gotta get an idea of who all these people are in this room here. A third of this group is gonna be your mentors, your faculty members, and investors. That's a third of the group at CEO Space. Investors are frequently walking around looking for projects to invest in. As you see, this woman at the end just received funding for a check. That happens all the time, every class at CEO Space. Deals are constantly being made and handled the whole time you're there. Number two, mentors. They're there and they're on contract with us, sitting at meal tables and helping coach people, not allowed to pitch their business, not allowed to sell products to you. They're strictly there as a mentor to give back and help. They follow one thing: learn, earn, and return. Learn, earn, and return. You've made it, you're successful, you've made good money, now it's time to give back to people. That's what they follow. Faculty. Most seminars and places you go for faculty, and the grads can share their 2 cents on this, but when you go to a seminar, the faculty's the big guy up on stage, and then what happens? He sells you $20,000 worth of products in the back of the room, and then he's out the back door. That's a seminar. That's not how it works at CEO Space. Every single faculty member is on contract. They're not allowed to sell you from the stage. If they do, then they don't speak on our circuit ever again. Second thing about faculty, none of them are paid. We don't pay anybody to speak at CEO Space. They all are paying members to join a club. So they are not in a hierarchy of faculty to student. It's not like that. Now, one thing people really like is to have availability, right? These faculty members are available all week. They're there sitting at breakfast, lunch, and dinner at your tables. They're there coaching. They're there helping people work their business and take it to the next level, okay? Next part of the group, and this is probably where a lot of you fit in, is going to be small, medium, large-size businesses, all in between. Small guys are looking for funding. Large guys looking for exit strategies. We help them create a larger exit strategy for a large company. Whether you're a service-based business or a product-based business, we help you. Service-based businesses come because they want more clients. You want to get more clients when you come to CEO Space. We help people get more clients in a week than they do in 6 months to a year on their own. That little session of Snap that you guys just did in this room, magnify that in a room with hundreds, 400 to 600 people every 2.5 months. Now that's a powerful meeting. That's twice during the week. You get a lot of people giving you leads and contacts to move forward with your business. Product-based businesses. A lot of these guys are either looking for manufacturing, they're looking for distribution, or they're looking for capital to get out to the marketplace. A lot of people need to raise money. Are they ready to raise money is the first thing that we ask. Are you legally compliant, and can you legally accept money? If so, there's a lot of investors on site, and none of them are disclosed. Everybody's building relationships. Number 3, developmental stage companies. The third part of the group is developmental stage. Who's got a startup idea, a napkin idea? We've got a gentleman, Chris Salter from Florida with Piano Wizard. Chris started as a music teacher teaching piano lessons at the public school. Came to CEO Space, no business background, no business savvy. He's raised over $15 million, and his product is with Tyco. The list goes on. I don't even know all the sponsorships and affiliates that he's got, but he's in the marketplace now, and he's created a computer program to teach kids how to play the piano. He comes to every single forum. He just closed another round of $3 million in last class. So funds are consistently raised. Now that's a guy who came with an idea on a napkin and now has a full-fledged business that's probably over 13, 14 million. Okay? There's a little addition to that group, and it has to do with the economy, and that's going to be the transitional people. There's a lot of people in transition right now. A lot of people who had worked full-time in corporate America, who are very savvy people who